Big thanks for your support, guys. Your likes, views, comments, and as a token of our appreciation, we've prepared an awesome surprise. We've collabed with a few professional artists and designers to make 6 posters depicting some of our most iconic builds. And we're giving you the opportunity to buy a digital copy of one of those posters. And at a bargain price, just $2 a piece. And if you order all 6 posters at once, the entire set is only gonna cost you $10. After payment goes through, the posters will be emailed to you in high resolution. You can print them, hang them on your wall, or give them as a gift. By purchasing these posters, you will really help support our channel in these difficult times. The more of these posters we're able to sell, the more great content we'll be able to make for you in the future. So if you want to support our channel, go ahead and buy a digital download. Links in the description. Hey there, fellows. Okay, so not to put this onto the back burner, let's continue working on the boat, shall we? In the previous episode, we installed the engine. It starts, it works beautifully. We got the engine in there, it's all looking good. As for the reason why we decided not to go boating last time, let's just say the trailer that came with this boat, it didn't have any shock absorbers, leaf, or any other sort of springs. And as a result, the straps I used to tie the boat down, even after an average distance trip, which would be about 50 kilometers in one direction, we come back and they're all fluffy. But then, let me show you. This will provide a clear idea as to what happens to the straps on a trailer that has no damping. You'll notice that it's worn to the point of almost snapping. It didn't even occur to me during our first trip. Should have put something underneath it. The point is, I'm better off replacing them. That's 1,500 rubles per strap per trip, and I typically use 2 and sometimes even 3 of them. And so to avoid stuff like this happening, I decided to revamp the trailer. At first I was looking into fitting some dampers, but in order to speed up the process, I decided to go with leaf springs. Leaf springs are the way to go. Yes, that does mean it'll be quite a bit taller, which isn't ideal, because we're gonna have to drive further into the water. Anyway, let's go ahead and modify the trailer, load the boat onto it, and head out to a river for some boating. Now, honestly, I'm not gonna speculate as to what the top speed is gonna be. The way I'm super curious. But let's do some quick trailer mods, load up and head out. 1JZ boat swap build top speed test. Originally uploaded in the summer of 2020. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. And so there we are. We have converted the trailer to leaf springs. You would have seen us try the first set, which were for a Moskvich, but those couldn't take the load, unfortunately. The guys were telling me that Moskvich springs are able to withstand tremendous load, but as a matter of fact, yes, they might have been up to holding just the boat itself, but once you've also got an engine in there, at that point, they just weren't up to it. But here you have some short UAZ springs. I think that's 8 leaves per side, and they should hold up just fine. And over here, well, just to keep things simple and efficient, I have grabbed some shackles, drilled through, welded around the axes, and now it's firmly secured, though the rear shackle is going to move around. Additionally, We've got some shock absorbers for a rear-wheel drive Lada. They're fronts, they're not very tall, and they can handle some pretty decent stress. The front suspension does usually have to bear quite a bit of weight, including the engine. In this case, well, yeah, this will probably weigh a tad more, but no worries. I think they'll hold up regardless. Right, so here's the trailer, it's looking good. Now would be a good time to put the boat onto it and see if our maths were correct. Let's see if they can carry an Amur class boat equipped with a 1JZ engine. Okay, we ready to load the boat onto it? Okay, so we're looking good here. We've got the boat on the water. And honestly, the engine is already running. I mean, we just couldn't wait to see this thing in action. And now I'm gonna unhook the boat and try it out. See where this whole thing goes. And here I am at the foresection. Come on now. Come on. Okay, guys, we have got the boat on the water for the very first time. Now we just need to slowly, carefully get out of the shallow waters, because the water level has dropped quite dramatically. Hey everyone, we'd better take it easy. Here we go. We are gonna slowly flip around. And we've got a bunch of grass. So yeah, better be careful. How's the cooling? Is it working like it should? It is, we're good. Keep track of the temperature, Alex. The gauge cluster is right here. Yeah, right. Just to be on the safe side. Wouldn't want to overheat. The way this six-cylinder operates, I mean, I think it might even be quieter than the Moskvich engine. What do you think, Alex? I like the quiet engine operation, very nice. Out onto the water, and we'll get the idea. Let me switch the speedo on. It's on. And there's our current blistering speed. 3 kilometers an hour. Come on, babe. $56, $58 kilometers, 59. I just saw 58. We'd better show it. Can you grab the phone? 59 kilometers an hour was our top speed. And that was just the shakedown run with the new motor. Though I wouldn't call it a 107% success. We didn't necessarily breeze through it. We have identified a few issues, but they're fixable, so yeah. In the days leading up to next weekend, I am gonna prepare mentally, do some calculations, make a new heat exchanger, install it, and do some testing with the cooling system brought up to spec. And it's gotta be big with how big that engine is. It revs high, so obviously the Moskvich heat exchanger won't cut it. Obviously the Moskvich engine wasn't overheating, but here it's maxed out and getting quite warm, despite us even setting up an additional circuit. And I don't know if we're gonna continue using the electric water pump. We might want to replace it. I mean, it is doing its thing, but I would like for there to be even more flow. But on the other hand, the water is going through there in a constant stream, meaning it won't be getting quite as warm. The water coming out is actually barely even warm. So I might leave the pump, but the exchanger itself has to be addressed. It has to be revised, this just won't do. Wouldn't want this to run hot all the time. Japanese engine's good, and it's nice to have a bit of power. But for us to do the build, and for everything to just work straight off the bat, we weren't so lucky. I mean, we are lacking experience in this field. We've never done an engine swap on a boat before. This is my first time. And prior to this, I've done quite a lot of boating with outboard engines. My boats have always had those. This is the first one with a built-in engine. So hey, I'm not very well versed, but I'm definitely going to be gaining experience. And yeah, 59 Ks. Alright, let's call it 60 for good measure. So it was able to get up to 60 kilometers an hour, and on the water you could really feel it. Now I am going to be posting on the gram. Feel free to follow if you're interested, because I'm going to replace the heat exchanger and do a bunch of other mods. And if there's anybody out there who knows the intricacies, hit us up in the comments. I mean, I've been doing a lot of reading on forums, and if you have any experience, let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say. But we're looking good here at the end of the day, and the boat was properly hauling. Didn't take long for it to overheat though. But with the new heat exchanger, we should be good. And that's all I got for you. Watch us, subscribe. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Send in your suggestions, comment, give us a big thumbs up. Alright, catch you later.